I think we're ready, inshallah. Okay, so hijab, most people are familiar with the word hijab or headscarf, but hijab goes beyond that. Like I said earlier, it's a requirement for Muslim women to cover everything but their face, their hands, and their feet. But it is dressing modestly, not to show their shape, and it is a way of conducting yourself, lowering your gaze and behaving modestly in public and not calling too much attention to yourself. But the hijab, the head covering, and even the Islamic attire is very different from country to country. It's very much influenced by its culture. And so we wanted to kind of bring to you different varying headscarves that you might see. It doesn't by any way represent all of the different countries, but it's some differing styles. There's a lot of styles and way to wear a hijab. Traditionally, you're going to see that we all kind of wear it differently. You can usually tell somebody from Turkey because they wear it with almost like a little like a cap almost, the way that she always puts her hijab on. I try to wear it differently, but I always go back to the same way, which is just a square, and I'll show you how I put that on. But then you're going to see my sister Naget is from Pakistan, and she will traditionally wear, I don't know what that's called, the dupatta. And so she wears the more longer one, and we'll demonstrate that as well. But then there is a couple, where are the... There's one here that is a one-piece, what we call a one-piece hijab, and we have ladies. This is a really easy style, and it comes in many different fabrics, and it comes in different styles. This one that I happen to bring is one that is almost blinged out. It has a lot of different the crystals in it, and it's very easy. You just slide it on. See? Very easy. You just slide it on and you can go. It happens to be not this particular one, but that style happens to be my daughter's favorite. And she doesn't wear any of the other kind because it's easy for her to just slide it on and go. This is another version of a slip-on hijab. It's a two-piece. It comes with an underscarf, and oftentimes it will match the outer, but it doesn't always. So it's almost tubular, the underscarf, and part of that is also because your hair can be very slippery depending on the texture of your hair. So if your hair is more straight and fine, anything you put on your head could slide off very easily. So this one, has its own underscarf, and then another piece. It's work friendly, I'm told. Yes, that's true. Depending on what your profession is, it's easy to wear to work. And so there you go, very easy. And it comes in a lot of different styles, but that's the two-piece. Now, we have one that's a bit more complicated. I'd like you to, if you can show them, I call it the double-headed hijab because it has two holes for the head. And it's, one of the sisters brought it to us from Singapore. And my husband brought it to Morocco, and he had a tailor make it there, and the tailor was very confused by what is this. So he just made it exactly to the same specifications, but had no idea what it was or how somebody would wear it. So even though it's from a country in which that they wear hijab, they've never seen one like this one. So there's like two heads in this. And then you don't need an underscarf because it makes its own underscarf. There you go. Now those are the varying versions that I know that are easy to slip on. Then there are some others that I'll let Naget do for you. The dupatta, which does normally require an underscarf, right? And underscarves come in all different kinds. This one is a tie kind, right? Okay, like with a fancy front, And you'll see when she puts it on someone that you'll see this fancy front shows underneath the hijab, but the rest of it doesn't. And this one is self-adjusting because you can tie it in the back as tight as you need it, whereas the other tubular ones are not really adjustable like that. But now, some of the women, when they put on this over scarf, they just wrap it and tuck it, and they don't need pins. And I think, okay, this one, where she's using a pin. And this is like a hijab pin, right? Yeah, it's like a straight pin, kind of like a safety pin with a little bit fancier, but it's plastic. And it holds the hijab together at the base of your neck so it's not slipping and sliding all over the place. Very nice. And then, okay. Oh, I brought the wrong color though. All right, do you have a long one? No. Okay. I'm going to show you a treat that I just got introduced to. Is this? Okay, that's good. Okay, so I have a friend from Turkey who I was at her house, and she was wearing this crazy thing on her head. And when you put it on, it's an underscarf that has all this lace at the top. And you want to demonstrate for us? So this one too ties in the back, so it's self-adjustable. If you can you help her, Phyllis? Oh, I might have already had it in a tie. You want to hold it in the front for her? Yeah, so you see it's kind of crazy in the back, right? But you're not going to see that because it gets covered up. And what that does is it allows some height to your hijab. So that's why I said there's a lot of different styles depending on what you're trying to accomplish. Yeah. Yeah, sure. And it's a lot easier to put it on yourself than it is on another person. And you see back here, there's this height from these crazy ruffles, but it's very hard to find it. That's one of the challenges living in Hawaii, though, is that I don't have family in another country. I have family in Vermont, and they can't send me anything. So I rely on my sisters here, who all can go back to their home countries, and they bring back really cool things. Otherwise, I have to get them on the internet. Okay. Now, do you want to put a square one? Okay. Now, there are some women who don't have to wear underscarves, but typically you'll find Muslim women do. You just might not see them. Like, you wouldn't see mine in this style, but I am wearing one, and it's because my hair is slippery and it will just slide back. I'm also one that wears a lot of pins because I don't like to mess with my hijab. Once I put it on in the morning, I don't want to be folding it and tucking it and fixing it as it slides. So she's demonstrating the square one. So this is an undercap, and then the square one gets folded like a triangle, and then it's just put on the head, and I wear a pin underneath, and then when I fold them, I put straight pins. Now this is another area of decoration, and another reason to wear an undercap so that you're not sticking the straight pin directly into your head, because that could be painful. But so when you have an underscarf, these straight pins can slide in on the side, and they hold it. I do. Which kind? Are you looking for the safety? I kind of mixed them all in. You want to see? Oh, you got it. Okay. And then this really neat new thing, again, I was introduced to is because, sometimes it's windy, or depending on the length of, there are a lot of women that wear their hijabs lower, and really Islamically we probably should, but I don't always, and so mine are a little bit shorter. And it's difficult because if the wind blows or you move just right, your neck shows. So they have this cool magnet pin, and it's just 2 pieces of a pin that are magnetized, so one goes underneath, one goes on top. When the wind blows, it stays right where I put it. Oh, she has a magnet pin. You have a magnet pin? Oh yeah, right here. So they come in a lot of different decorative. You can make it show or make it not show. It's really very dependent on you. But like I said, even the straight pins are decorative, but they don't have to be. It's very much individualized style, however it is you want to wear it. But these are just some of the representations of the different hijab styles. There are others, but these are the ones that we're the most familiar with. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. We should get a picture of our models.
Hi everybody, I'm Esma. Do I have a volunteer to do henna on? Is it, okay. Can I have you come up here? Are we using the projector? You can sit here. Right here. I'm just going to talk about henna for a little bit. So henna is a plant, and it's just like a green plant. They take the leaves, they dry them in the sun, and then they crush the leaves to make this green powder. And then the powder is used to make the henna paste. So you add lemon juice, sugar, and tea tree oil to make like a icing. It's a paste, and the paste goes into cones. It's kind of like decorating a cake. It's like the piping. So I've used the cones to make different designs. And so this henna, the practice of henna, I think it originates from India. As you can tell, I am not Indian. I mean, we do it everywhere now. It's become very popular in the United States, and many cultures have adopted it, but this is not a religious thing. It's purely cultural. It's just for fun. As far as Muslims go, I'm not sure if it has any religious significance in the Hindu religion in India, but for Muslims, it's not religious at all. It's just for fun. It's just a cultural thing. So we tend to do flower patterns, and we tend to stay away from animals because we don't really draw faces in our religion, because we believe you can't recreate anything that God has created as perfectly as He has made it. So we tend to not draw like human faces, animal faces, so we stay away from that. So I'm going to, are we going to show all the photos? Or should I start? Let's go through all the photos. Okay, let's do that. Enjoy.
You want to talk about these?
No, they don't have any like meaning. They're just pretty. So we can just go through them. So once the paste goes onto the hand, it needs to dry. The longer you leave it on, the darker the stain will be. So this is all fresh henna. What you see on top of the hand, that's gonna dry and crumble off. and the stain will be left underneath on the skin. So natural organic henna is usually like a brown or a red color. There are hennas of different colors, but they're like usually chemically altered to change the color of the henna. And then once the stain has set, it'll be there for about a week, maybe 7 to 10 days. It's on your skin, so the more you sweat and the more you shower, it's gonna come off faster, of course, yeah. It won't smear, so I have, can we turn the lights back on? I don't know if you can see, but I have a stain on my hand. I just did this yesterday. Yeah, I wash my hands all the time. Yes, you can do the dishes. You only have to be careful about smudging when it's drying. Once it's dried and it peels off and the crumble comes off, this is just, you can't feel it, it's just on your... It's very simple. I did it really quickly yesterday. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this down. Any questions? From my head. It's freehand. So I'm gonna show you right now on her. Because I've been doing it for a long time, like I memorize pieces of designs, and then I can put them together to make new designs. So some of it is from memory, from just doing it for so many years. Okay. Any other questions?
Oh, I made the box. Yeah. The paper. I made it.
It doesn't hurt. It's just cool, you know. Nothing. It's cool. Doesn't hurt.
Waiting for you, really.
Yeah, if you don't use it.
Cover like paper.
No, in a glue.
And once in a while, I have trays too, but I don't use them. Clean them all the time. You know, we used to bring the party. We bring the tray and we bring another one.
Such a little bit of kindness.
then I need
Okay, we don't have too much time left, and we have three activities planned, so this is it. Esma's going to continue doing henna, and if you would like to have her do henna on you, or do a henna design on you, or if you would like to just cluster and watch her, or sit and watch it on the screen, you could do that. Oh, we have another person too, so, all right. Okay, thank you. We also have Claire Uehara from Jikowen, and we have furoshiki for everybody to show. Claire will show us how to tie it, so if you go over to this area, Claire will help you learn how to do that. And we have gifts, Claire and Joanne. We have gifts for everybody to take home. And then in the back we have 3 tables of origami, a crane, a lotus, and a box. So if you'd like to do that, and if there's more food, you can help yourself to food. So watch what she's doing, go do stuff yourself, and have fun and enjoy, and try to spread yourselves around so that everybody's not in one place. 1 furoshiki per person, so be sure you get one, and be sure you get a gift.